welcome in to the ballpark. Happy to have you with us. We've got baseball on the show. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers and the San Diego Padres. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. Just about ready to go. And today's starter, Michael King.
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working, but if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out, hitters. It's going to be a tough day. He's really going to be able to keep those guys off balance.
And he deals. Called strike right there. That one off the mark, and it's 2-1. The wind of the pitch. That one fouled off. And here it comes. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Two on the way. And another ball. And a pitch. Fouled off again. And it remains 3-2. The pitch. Hammer, base hit. And aboard on the leadoff single.
Nice at bat right there. Not just the result, but also seeing a lot of pitches. Made him really work out there on the mound. Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap. And I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you want to bottle. So many positives that led to that knock.
Mookie Betts stands in here, takes ball 1 low. One of the things that's amazing, his first full season in 2012 with Lowell, he did not hit a single home run. And when I asked him about it, he said, oh no, it was worse than that. I didn't hit a ball that hit the fence on the fly the entire year. Here's a 1-1. Runner on the go. The 1-1 is fouled off. High fly ball out into left center field. Merrill hauls it in, and there's one away. Time to check out the Dodgers lineup. And this is an offense with a ton of pop, top to bottom, Singy.
Yeah, well, some players will say that home runs are mistakes. They were just a little too quick. Not this club. They're looking to hit the ball over the fence. Not any speedsters in this lineup. Not guys that were looking to run around the bases. They're looking to jog. And I expect to see that kind of approach in this one.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. Laureano settles under it and makes the catch. And there's 2 away. Here's Kyle Tucker. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. And that's outside.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity. Try to get a rollover, something on the ground. Stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
The 2-1.
Ball 3.
Will Smith Waiting for a turn at the plate. Ohtani off of first with 2 away. Fastball for a strike. Now 3-2.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score it.
Foul ball, and it remains a full count. And the pitch. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. Left-hand hitter waits. Hard hit right side. Tatis to first, and Tucker is retired. Out number 3. Dodgers scoreless. Padres coming up to hit. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Back here in San Diego, and on the hill in this one, Shohei Ohtani. How about a report on him, Chris?
Power pitcher. He's going to speed you up with the fastball velocity, and out of his hand will explode the breaking ball. Very difficult for hitters to keep that front side closed and hit the ball the other way, because they know if they're not ready to pull the trigger, the fastball will beat them.
Now it's the second baseman, Fernando Tatis Jr. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1. Tatis waits. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. Freeman makes the play. 1 down. Okay, let's check out the lineup. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for them. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Oh, Boog, I think when you got a guy that's this talented on the mound, you got to find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, bunt for a base hit, get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out, mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get one pitch. You better not miss it.
One down, base is empty. And that's a little high. And Singy, as a team, you need to make the most of the very few opportunities he's going to give you, right?
Absolutely. And if you don't get to guys like this a lot of times early, once they really settle in, it's going to be the later innings that they hand that ball over to a reliever, if they do at all.
At the belt and fires. And the 1-2 misses to even the count. Got him swinging.
No, that slider was way out of the zone, and for me it just comes down to not seeing the pitch out of the hand, not tracking it into the zone, and then also being a little bit anxious, not confident in your 2-strike approach. And so when a guy's in that position, you get him to commit early, and a lot of times you get the swing and miss, as you did right there.
Next offering is in for a strike. All right, Singy, you know I'm a dork. Shohei Ohtani, go back to May 5th, 2022 at Fenway Park. He tossed a complete game. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Padres down in order. Scoreless after 1. Back here at Petco Park, top of the second, and at the plate for the Dodgers, Will Smith. Check swing, no appeal, and it's 1-0. Righty delivers, and now 2-0. Eric Summersgill with home plate duty in this one, kind of known for being generous with the corners, Chris.
I think that used to be a lot bigger deal in past eras where pitchers were working more in and out with their pitches. But, yeah, we'll see if those corners come into play in this one. Hey, no pitcher's going to argue at all.
fouls one off. 2-2. And a pitch. Battling here as he fouls it away. The 2-2. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. The wind and the pitch. And that one moves his feet. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
Well, he's desperately looking for that swing and miss. He's going to have to just change speeds a little bit, try to move it around, create just a little bit of illusion at the end.
Payoff pitch. Good job to fight that one off.
Quite the matchup we're seeing here. 6 foul balls in this at bat alone, really making him work out there.
3-2. Payoff pitch, and that's ball 4.
When you go that deep into it at bat, the hitter usually comes out on top.
Max Muncy at the dish. And ball 1. And the 1-0. And the 1-0 misses low.
Well, knowing that this hitter's got holes in his swing, because he's got so much power, pitcher still can get a little too tight, afraid to make a mistake.
Here's a 3-0. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
His ability to draw walks has been something that's been part of his career since day one.
And up next for Los Angeles, Andy Pages. They say you win. Smith over at second. Muncy at first with no outs. Grounded to third. Could be 2. Machado over to second. On to first. Double play.
I think there's always something pretty about watching a 5-4-3 double play get turned. I mean, just seeing the ball whipped around the diamond with quickness and accuracy, that was nice.
And now Teoscar Hernandez. First pitch, and that's in for a strike. Two outs. Ball 1 there. Looked like it was a little bit up. Here's a 2-1. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
Good late sink on that fastball. Out of the hand looks so good, and then by the time it gets in the hitting zone, hard to get the barrel to it.
The pitch. To the right side. That's a base hit. Run scores.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. I don't know how he's able to shoot that pitch the other way and still put something on it. That pitch was inside, and he let it get really deep. So pretty incredible hands to fight it off and still get good wood on it.
Kim steps to the plate for the Dodgers. That one to first. And that is that. But the RBI single pushes across a run. And the home team down a run. You're dialed into the show. Bottom of the second. Here's Manny Machado to start it off. Ohtani back to work. And there's a foul ball. Chris, whether it's superstition or things guys do just to get themselves mentally focused, Manny Machado has a routine. He'll write the initials FN in the infield dirt to honor his grandfather, Francisco Nunez. Next offering upstairs.
Way to lay off that fastball up right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
Kicks and deals. And Manny gets a piece.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
Swings and misses, struck him out. And here is Xander Bogaerts. First pitch just misses. And the righty deals.
Goodness, I think he just took the best pitch he's going to see in this at bat. You don't get many like that in that location. I don't know if you take that pitch against any pitcher out there on the mound.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Just a really nice slider down and in there. He wants to get the hitter thinking fastball, speed him up, and just subtract some velocity and add a little movement.
1-2 now. Fights it off. You'll see another. Here's a 1-2. He goes down looking.
Yeah, there's no doubt, Boog. Electric stuff from the jump. I mean, there's just no messing around right now. It's still very early, but we could see a pretty impressive outing here if the strikeouts keep coming in the way they are. One thing you have to be aware of, though, is a high strikeout rate might impact the pitch count as the innings roll on.
Jackson Merrill, the next up for the Padres. That one is absolutely belted. That's back there. And it's gone. An absolutely majestic shot. And we are starting over. It's 1-1.
Well, Boog, clearly some frustration out there on the mound right now. I mean, that ball was so close to going foul. Would have been a long strike, but instead, batter gets rewarded. Did a nice job of getting to the pitch and hitting it hard enough to get over the fence.
So 2 away with nobody on. Here's Nicholas Castellanos. And now the count is even. This to third. And it gets by him.
He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock. And you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Laureano comes up to hit. And takes low for ball 1. Ohtani checks the runner. Castellanos dives back in safely. The 1-0. That clips a corner. The 1-1 is fouled off. pitch. Goes down looking. Padres knotted up with this solo homer. All even now at 1-1. Major League Baseball is on the show. Back here at the ballpark, on to the third inning. Here's Shohei Ohtani. King back to work. And that one off the outside edge. Ohtani measures 6 feet 4 inches, 210 pounds. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. The 1-0. Right through there for a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Outside.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
2-2 now. Just misses the mark outside the zone.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Here comes a pitch. Smoked on the ground a second. Sends it over to Sheets. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Mookie to hit. 0 for 1 so far. First offering misses the mark. Chris, you know, it's a little known fact. Mookie Betts' uncle was Terry Shumpert, who played 14 years in the big leagues. Next offering is in the dirt.
Yeah, Shump spending time with the Royals, Red Sox, Cubs, Padres, Rockies, and Tampa Bay Rays.
And there's the strike. Ripped to short. Zips it to first. First 2 batters retired here in the top of the 3rd.
Fastball groove right down the middle. Usually a lot of damage done with that pitch. A hard grounder, but he wanted to get that ball in the air, maybe drive it into the gap.
Here comes Freddie Freeman up to hit. That's in there. Strike 1. Two down, nobody on. Bounce to the right. Oh, he gloves it. And very nicely done for the out. 3 up, 3 down for him there. We move on to the bottom of inning number 3. All tied 1-1. Set for the bottom of the 3rd. And here is Rodolfo Duran. The right-hander back to work. Just missed. Singy Shohei Ohtani has been as advertised. Rookie of the Year in 18, MVP in 21. He has impacted the game in a major way. And then, of course, he was on the cover of MLB The Show in 2022.
Well, he's doing something that we've never seen done before, and just absolutely phenomenal that he can be that dominant on the mound and be one of the top hitters in the game. And just watching that, it's got to take your breath away a little bit if you're a manager or a teammate to see this actually happening before your eyes.
And the batter will be Fernando Tatis Jr. And first offering is fouled off. That MVP I mentioned about Ohtani in 2021, he was actually a unanimous MVP. And the first unanimous AL MVP since Mike Trout in 2014. Other guys that have done that, Ken Griffey Jr., Frank Thomas, Frank Robinson. Tied up here in the early going. And down on strikes he goes. 2 gone.
Well, he went up there trying to be aggressive, that's for sure, hacking at those first two pitches, but clearly that last one fooled him. He could have been sitting on something else entirely, but you want to be able to adjust on 0-2 and at least get a swing off when it's in the zone. Maybe choke up, maybe spread out your stance a little bit. You got to give the guy credit on the mound, though. He went right after him.
Here's Miguel Andujar. And the first pitch misses for ball one.
Counts 1-0.
And the 1-0. And that one missing low.
2-0. That's ball 3.
Well, he's so great about hitting the ball the other way. He gets those arms extended. So right there, just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he doesn't have as much outside plate coverage.
.3-0 down. And he walked him.
That's the ball. Take the base.
Well, just came apart right there. 4-pitch walk, and guy at the plate was not going to help him out by swinging at something out of the zone.
2 outs, runner at first. Digging in, Gavin Sheets. Pitch is in there, and that's strike 1. Andujar off of first with 2 away. That one ran inside, almost got him. Way inside, gets out of the way.
2-1 the count now. He hasn't seen a fastball yet, but you've got to be ready to hit one because you doubt the pitcher wants this to go to a 3-1 count.
That one in for a strike. 2-2.
2-2.
Now a screamer into the outfield. No trouble here, puts it away for the out. And the inning is over. 1 left for San Diego. Score remains tied 1-1. Welcome, Tucker. Pitch misses inside, and that is ball 1. Right-hander kicks, deals. That's off the mark. 2 balls, no strikes, the count.
He's been pitching well, but we'll see what kind of adjustment the hitters make this second time through the order. We'll know if he's got really good stuff in this one or not.
Next offering is fouled back. And that's in for a strike. Swing, and that's ripped towards right center. Merrill puts it away for the out. And there's one down. And up to the plate is Will Smith. And first offering is fouled off. Kicks and fires. And 1-2.
Pretty standard high 0-2 fastball right there. If you're smart, you'll look for something down in the zone, but not too far. Don't want to chase that breaking ball in the dirt.
The wind of the pitch. And now it's even up.
It's a good take.
2-2 now. Ripped on a line to center. Can't get there, base hit.
Gotta love the resiliency he showed in that at bat, battling with 2 strikes. Just a very nice approach and swing right there to use the big part of the field. Everything was on time. He stayed balanced through the entire swing and just launched that one into center.
1 down. Here comes Max Muncy. Ball 1, no strikes. Just missed.
Last 2 pitches have been down in the zone. Pitcher clearly trying to get that ground ball double play. But in this count, he's going to have to give in, elevate his pitches, and get back into this at bat.
And the right-hander deals. Got it started a little too early. Strike 1. Pitch misses. And now 3 balls and a strike. They say it went.
As a hitter, you don't know what to expect here in the 3-2. If he'll throw a breaking ball 3-1, he'll do it again 3-2.
And a payoff pitch. Ground ball left side, could be 2. To Tatis for the pivot. There's 1. And their second double play of the day will end the 4th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left. We're midway in the 4th, all tied 1-1. And welcome back. Here's Manny Machado. The pitch. There's a strike. Singing Manny Machado, what a player he's turned into. Multiple Gold Gloves, multiple All-Star appearances, and a guy who was the 3rd overall pick in the 2010 draft behind Bryce Harper and Jameson Taillon. 0-1. That's a strike.
Well, it's so great to see him put together such an awesome career when early on he had those issues with his knees, if you remember, and we were wondering if that was going to hurt him long term. Kind of a thin kid, but he started to grow into his body, and that man strength has come over the years.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
No, that pitch wasn't even close to being a strike, and that just goes to show you how defensive hitters can become when they're up against an 0-2 count. You're just hoping for a mistake somewhere near the zone that you can get the bat to, but right there he was clearly anxious. He was swinging when the ball left the hand.
And here comes Xander Bogaerts. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Right side. Tucker should have it. And puts the squeeze on that one. And there are 2 outs. Jackson Merrill, the next up for the Padres. The solo homer his first time. And a pop-up right side, foul territory. And that is that. Nothing doing there for the Friars. Ready now for the 5th inning. Here's the center fielder, Andy Pages. Pitch misses. Ball 1.
You know, these Dodgers showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. The starter's pitch count is high because they've worked the count full against him 5 different times. Their pitch selection's been off the charts today.
So 2 balls and no strikes. Swing and a miss. And it's 2-1. Activity in the bullpen. Kyle Part getting loose out there. And a pitch. Ground ball up the middle. On the run, sends it over to first. 1 up, 1 down.
I love how guys at this level are able to slow the game down, whether it's in the batter's box or on defense. And right there, that was a good job of knowing just how much time he had. We talk about that internal clock. He was able to gather himself, get a good grip, and make an accurate throw across the diamond.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. That one in there across the letters. Oh, 2 now. That one missing inside.
2 strikes.
Got him. And there's 2 away. So 2 down now, and here is Kim. And that's in there for strike 1.
0-1.
And he deals. And that one almost got him. The pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 outs. In the dirt. Over to first. And the Dodgers are set down in order. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. Last half of the 5th coming up. All tied 1-1. Back here in San Diego, and now Nick Castellanos. The right-hander back to work. And that's outside.
You know, these Padres, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
Just missed.
2 balls, no strikes.
The 2-0 is in for a strike.
This game has been so tight, feels like the next team to score will win it.
And here it comes. Check swing, went around, 2-2. The pitch. Set down on strikes. Not sure about that call. Pitcher might have gotten a friendly strike 3.
Well, definitely a borderline pitch right there, and he didn't look too convinced as he headed back to the dugout. You know, those are tough ones to let go as a hitter, but with the human umpire calling balls and strikes, it's always going to be on you to protect yourself with 2 strikes.
Here's Ramon Laureano. Went down on strikes his first time through. That one's in there, and it's 0-1. And a curve drops in for a strike. Here's the 0-2. And there's a ball.
Well, that's kind of what you expect in an 0-2 count. Excellent job of the hitter to have the plate discipline to lay off of that pitch.
Fights that one away. Still 1-2.
You could see he was trying to stay back long enough to handle the off-speed pitch, but just a little tardy on the fastball.
Off the mark there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Can't connect on the curveball. Struck him out.
Up next to the Padres.
And here's the catcher, Rodolfo Duran. Grounded out his first time up. And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. And he goes airborne to make the catch. 3 up, 3 down for San Diego. Still tied, 1-1. Back here at Petco Park, top of the 6th inning. Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. They say you win.
0-1 to count.
Pulls that one foul. Going 2 now. Fouls that off to the left and will do it again. Righty delivers. And that's in the dirt.
2 straight.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. And now it's Mookie Betts. In there, and it's 0-1. Singing Mookie Betts, given name Marcus Lynn Betts. He attributes the nickname from his parents watching Mookie Blaylock play basketball.
Yeah, Boog, and the cool coincidence with that name are the initials, MLB.
That's right. Next one off the plate inside. And the count is 1-1. Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
Well, he went inside a couple of times, and now outside. Hitter's not exactly sure where to look for this next pitch.
That hits the dirt, and it's 2-2.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Caught him looking for the K.
Tasked with 1, 2, and 3 to start this inning, but no trouble so far. I'm sure he'd love to strike out the side here. Make a little statement, but you got to be composed in this spot. Focus on getting this next guy. You got 2 good outs. Want to get the 3rd one and avoid the middle of that lineup coming up with a base runner. Could become dangerous.
So the Padres with a new arm on the mound, Kyle Hart.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
Freddie Freeman up to the dish. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Freeman goes 6 feet 5 inches, 33 years old, and he's a former Silver Slugger recipient in the National League. One to know to Freddie Freeman. Out to short, Bogarts. The throw to first, and Freeman is retired. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. Nothing doing here this half. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. All tied 1-1. Welcome back. Well, we go bottom 6. Now it's Fernando Tatis Jr. The pitch. That one called a strike. It's 0-1.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
And it's 1-1. The Dodgers bullpen with some action. Number 60 looks to be getting ready for manager Dave Roberts. Trying and warming up as well. Next pitch misses inside, and a count 2-1. And he chases a high fastball there.
Really consistent release point. He's been able to pitch up and down and have excellent command in both locations.
Next offering misses, and now it's 3-2. Righty to the plate. And a swing and a miss. One gone here. Miguel Andujar will hit next. That one missed.
0-1, no strike.
The 1-0. And that curveball drops in there for a strike.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
And it's even up.
I always remember watching Johan Santana pitch, and when he was in his prime, you would see a lot of guys out in front, right-handers pulling that change up in the stands and then fouling the fastball the opposite field up into the stands.
Got him looking for the K. Clipped the bottom of the zone with a curve for strike 3. Chris, third time through the order, and a couple of quick outs for the starter.
Yeah, he's been very frugal today, economical with the pitch count.
Gavin Sheets, the next up for the Padres. That one's in there, 0-1. And fouled off. That misses the zone, and the count 1-2. And a pitch. Swing and a base hit, and that extends the inning.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Machado in now, takes ball 1 off the plate. There's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Sheets leads off first with 2 down to the inning. Machado, a multi-Gold Glove Award winner, a member of the 1,000 hit club, a former first-round pick back in 2010.
Struggled a little bit in this one. Couple of strikeouts earlier, but doing a much better job in this at-bat to get ahead and find a good hitter's count at 2-0.
There's a strike. And there's a breaking ball that drops in there.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Kicks and deals. Got him. Down on strikes, and he knew it. All set for the start of the inning. Now it's the Dodger cleanup hitter, Kyle Tucker. And a pitch. That one ripped right center field. Merrill ranging back. Back some more. Up against the wall and brings it in.
Man, I love that route. The ball was smoked. He knew he had to get back to the track right away. Turned his back on the infield. Got to the spot. Turned around and made a nice catch.
The batter now will be Will Smith. Gets under it and pops it up. Bogarts has a beat on it. Calls it in, and there's 2 away.
Well, that was a pitch you got to crush. Unbelievable that he missed it right there. And I'm telling you, he is going to be frustrated with himself until his next at bat.
Here's Max Muncy, that funky Muncy. Got to be careful with this guy. He's got power. He can untie it with one swing. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. They say you win.
1 ball, 1 strike.
That misses, and it's 2-1.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
Next offering is downstairs.
At this point in the game, you cannot issue free passes. He's going to have to challenge this hitter. Hitter's got to be ready to swing it.
And now the lefty. That's in there. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Gets a piece and stays alive.
Hanging in there pretty good against the lefty.
Left-hand hitter waits. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Three and 2 now. Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. 3rd out. We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Number 60. And this guy can bring it velocity-wise. It's Xander Bogaerts now. The pitch. And a strike right through there. That one at triple digits. Left field. Hernandez ranging after it. Drops into the glove. And a quick out, number 1.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open instead of staying closed. If he does that, he's going to be able to go up the middle the other way with some authority instead of a fly out to left.
Now at the plate, Jackson Merrill. And first offering is fouled off. And the righty deals. Fastball right back to the mound. In plenty of time to first, and a couple of quick outs.
Hey, man, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That is an excellent pace.
Nick Castellanos at the plate now. 1 for 2. Up the middle. Whips it to first on the run. Gets him easily, ends the inning. Ready to begin the 8th. And now here is Andy Pajes. Hart back to work. There's a strike. Hit softly on the ground to third. Zips it across, and that's one away as the leadoff man is out in the 8th. Teoscar Hernandez steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Off the plate inside, and that's ball 1. And the pitch. Check swing, no appeal. Now 2-0. And a swing and a miss.
Good late movement on that sinker right there. It's right where you want to get it to get that swing over the top.
The 2-1. And downstairs. Kim waiting to bat for the Dodgers. And he deals. Sneaks through, base hit. So the go-ahead run is on base with a knock.
Well, that was an important at-bat in this game, so a great job there stepping up to the challenge. He wasn't able to elevate it, but he put a great swing on it. Right on time, good balanced approach, and just blasted it through the infield.
Kim steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And it's fouled away.
If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Step off, throw to first. Hernandez back on a dive. Strike 2.
With 2 strikes, may see some movement over there at first base. Try to stay out of a double play here.
That misses the zone. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Next one is off the play, and the count is 2-2. One away, tie game. Go-ahead run stands at first. Hard hit, base hit. Lead runner makes the turn at second. Throw comes into third. Throw comes in quickly, holds that go-ahead run at third, and there's still one away.
Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws. And a huge opportunity now to grab the lead at this point in the game.
Now it's the DH, Shohei Ohtani. Got to be careful with a slugger like this because he can turn it into a 3-run game in the blink of an eye. And first offering is fouled off. And strike 2.
Definitely a strikeout situation right here. Lots of ways for that go-ahead run to score if the ball's put in play.
Left-hand batter waits. Swing and a miss. Struck him out.
Oh, that's a huge strikeout right there. Big second out. Infield was in. They were playing the full court press, and he got the swing and miss. Keeps this one tied. This next at bat should be a lot of fun. The odds of wiggling out of this just went up considerably.
Now it's Mookie Betts, known for his late inning heroics. Intentional walk. Bases now loaded, and there's a force at every base.
Well, it doesn't get much easier with this next batter, but I totally understand going with the intentional walk in that spot. He's just too dangerous at the plate right now, and there's a base open, so it gives you options defensively to get an out.
Now, Freddie Freeman. Swung on, belted. That's back. Out of here. Grand slam. That should fire up the dugout, and that's how they take the lead. It's 5-1.
Just an unbelievable turn of events here. I mean, they've been putting together solid at-bats all inning to set the table for him, and he delivered big time to get him the lead. Huge momentum shift on that swing, and now we'll see if they can hold on.
Wandy Peralta will take over here. So digging in, Kyle Tucker. That misses. 1-0.
Ball 1, no strike.
Two outs. Misses off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes.
2-0 count. You really don't want to give in here. You got to work the edges, really execute a pitch. Hopefully you can get back into this count.
Misses with the 2-0, and he's fired 3 straight outside the strike zone. Will Smith up next for the Dodgers. And there's ball 4.
Maybe a little loss of focus on the mound right there. Pretty much gifted him first base with a quick free pass.
So a man aboard, and now the catcher comes up to hit. Will Smith. And that's in for a strike. Tucker, the runner at first with 2 gone. That one ran inside, almost got him.
Straighten him up a little bit.
The 1-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Next pitch is outside. And the count is even, 2-2. That one just misses. Swing and a pop off in foul ground. Three-two. And down on strikes. Inning over, although plenty of damage done. But the damage was done right here as you get another look at the grand slam home run. It's now a 5-1 ball game. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at the ballpark, on to the bottom of the 8th. Now here is Ramon Laureano. And the right-hander back to work. That one at the knees for a strike.
0-1's the count.
And that's in the dirt. And it's a ball and a strike. That's a little bit low. Out to short. Throw on to Freeman. And Laureano is retired. And now, Rodolfo Duran. Ball one on a pitch inside. Next offering is in for a strike.
This is a very important inning here. After scoring all those runs, you want your pitcher to come out and just mow them down. The offense has worked hard. It's shut down inning time.
The 1-1.
That's a ball.
And he takes a strike.
Well, triple digits on the gun. I know there are more guys that can reach that now than in the past, but it's still impressive to watch.
Right-handed reliever. Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Kicks and fires. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
He had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Back to the top of the lineup. Fernando Tatis Jr. to hit here. Turned on, but foul wide of third. Oh, 0-1 now. That one drifts inside. This one popped up. Foul ground, first base side. And they take care of Tatis for the out. And that'll do it. Out of the bullpen for the Padres, number 97. And now it's Max Muncy. And here it comes. Bounce to the left side. Throw to first. Great stretch, and they got him.
Oh, Boog, we talk about how the ball is coming out of a pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder, wow, really impressive.
And now the center fielder, Andy Pajes. Hard hit left side. Gets it to first. 2 up, 2 down. Two outs, base is empty. Teoscar Hernandez steps to the plate for the Dodgers. On the corner for a strike. 0-1. Liner, and that should be extra bases. Takes the turn. He's digging for second. And it's a double, making him 3 for 4 on the day.
Oh, this has been a really nice game at the plate for him. He looks locked in. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
And in scoring position with 2 away. Kim steps to the plate for the Dodgers. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1. Big swing and a miss.
He finds himself in a tough situation early. Just going to try to simplify it. Take a knock the other way if you can.
Hernandez at second with 2 down. Next one just misses. And the count is 1-2. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Couldn't catch up to the heater. 1 left for L.A. They're up 5. To the mound now, they turn to Blake Trinan.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
So here's the Padres DH, Miguel Andujar. The pitch. That's down and in. Trinan, a former All-Star, 34-year-old vet, and he was drafted in the 7th round back in 2011. And the 1-0.
Ball 2.
Popped up on the left side of the infield. Muncy makes the catch. 1 away.
Now batting, first baseman,
Gavin Sheets, the next up for the Padres.
Beautiful swing in his last at bat, opposite field knock.
Swinging a foul straight back. Strike 2. Activity in the bullpen for the Dodgers. A right-hander appears to be getting loose. Next pitch misses outside. Now 1-2. And that's outside. Next pitch is outside. Righty delivers. The punch out there. 2 gone now.
Well, we saw a solid effort out of their starter, and the bullpen is following suit. It's just a good day as a manager or as a pitching coach when you can hand the ball off to multiple arms and get stability from all of their performances.
And now it's Manny Machado. Swing and a miss. That's strike one. They're down to their final strike.
He's had a tough day at the plate. 3 strikeouts already. It's hard not to think negative, but you got to find a way to somehow center up the baseball and put it in play.
Down to their final strike. And a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game.
Sometimes it takes just getting away from home. Guys can sort of come together, connect a little bit more than they do when they're at home with their families, and that can breed to success on the field, as we saw in this game today. Excellent win by this team.
5-1 is how it ends. Dave Roberts and company celebrate in the dugout. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long.
Here now is our final line score.